my goodness, it is so good to be back and live. Oh my god, I thought this would never happen again the rate we were going. I am so sorry that it has been so long since we have gone live. Trust me, we missed it as much as you did too. And coming back, I have a very exciting mystery puzzle that I picked up, honestly, on a whim. And I kind of realized a couple things about this that I didn't really notice in the store, but I'll get into that later. They're good things, don't worry. And I have our variation of the hot peppers that we are going to chow down on to celebrate 500, now 550 subscribers. Each of us is going to eat one of these disgusting colored peppered rings each, like one of each color, I mean, if we can stomach it, me being the baby. That's alright. I fully admit that I am the baby there. He seems to think these are no big deal, and I'm just like, I would just as soon drop this jar on the floor and say, oops. Oh no. Oh, that's a shame. How did that happen? No. No, it's all good. We'll do it. Peppers. Anyways, I missed you guys so much. It is so good to be back. Yay! And we are hoping to make Wednesday lives a regular thing. So hopefully every Wednesday at 7 p.m. The time may vary here and there, but Wednesdays seem to be our slowest day, so that they're the easiest for us to hop on and be able to visit and chat with you guys and do puzzles. So yay! That's awesome! Yay!
Eleanor's like, I went online and for a treasure hunt for Halloween.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun, Eleanor. That's awesome.
Julie says, hello.
Hey, Julie.
What a Wednesday, nice fun Wednesday surprise.
Right? Like, we had been talking about doing it on Wednesday. The only hesitation this week was that I had a dentist appointment, and I'm like, I want to be back in time. I was like, what time should we say? I don't want to say one time and then be at the dentist for like 8 hours and then not make it back. It was just for a teeth cleaning, but you never know. But here we are, and I survived their implements of torture. Yay! Hate the dentist. I hate that. All right, so if everyone is on, we have a mystery puzzle. Great way to come back. Now, I kind of picked this up on a whim from Value Village. It just sort of jumped out at me, and I'm like, oh, it's another mystery puzzle. I'll take it. What I didn't realize, I have done this brand before. Once upon a time, my mom found me a couple mystery puzzles very much like this in the thrift store, and I didn't even realize this was the same brand until I got looking at it here. It was like, oh, well, wait a minute, I know this brand. I've never done this one before, just similar variations. And I remember actually really liking them. So, let us open up the Glenmore Haunting. Oh, if I can do that without breaking it. It's a little trick tabby. Oh, why is this oh, that's the story, okay. Oh, alright, okay, interesting. What do we have?
Todd says hi.
Hello! Hey, Todd! Let me know what you think of it, Casey. That one's for you. What's this? I think this is just the puzzle, but let's check. Yep. Okay. Okay, good. We do have a puzzle in this box. That's good. I was a little worried when I realized I was like, oh, I didn't actually check to see if there was a puzzle or a story. That would be a very interesting mystery puzzle. It would remain a mystery if there would be no story. So, okay. Let's see. I don't actually even know what this story is about. So, like, let's Okay, so here's the story. It's a few pages long, looks like.
Feels
that
weird.
I will read. What feels weird?
Like reading, like seeing everyone again.
Oh, right?
But it's like no time. It doesn't feel like any time's passed.
It's like, forget about when did we do the big August? So, like, September and October, they didn't happen. Forget those months. Those nonsense. Oh. Oh, that's cool. You get, like, this weird little certificate thingy. At the end, I was like, that's a weird-looking solution. Oh, that's kind of neat. They give you... Interesting. You fill that out, like, was the puzzle purchased at blah, blah, blah. Thank you for purchasing this. Where do you buy it? How old are you? How many have you solved? Interesting. Neat. And then, of course, the solution in mirror print that I will very carefully not look at right now. So, a little background. Okay, yes, this is a bit of a blurb about it. Okay. Did you hear that sound? It was a horrible, like some kind of howl. I think it was the ghost of Glenmore Castle. Okay, so this castle has a ghost. That's pretty cool. Okay. It was the perfect place for a haunting. An old stone castle on the coast of Scotland. Cold winds swept through its turrets, and a maze of ancient Celtic caves ran below its casements. Not quite the sunny spot the Steeles had hoped for on their next vacation. But when they won a trip in a contest, okay, that's a trap. 100% when you win a trip, that's a trap or a scam. They simply had to go to be robbed. Besides, the castle held other fascinations, like the priceless treasures. Okay, there you see, there's the money scam part coming in the family collection, and the strange document known as the Glenmore Covenant. Oh, a cult. Okay, so there's treasure stealing and a cult. Not to mention the ghosts that had haunted the drafty hallways. But all of that was a mere prelude to the real mystery. It happened the very night of their arrival, when the laird of the castle, Kenneth MacLeod, was found murdered on one of the cellars. As usual, all of the clues point clearly to one suspect. Unfortunately, it's John Steele, a fact that the other suspects seem to relish. Of course, because they're not being looked at as suspects. Why are they like, look at me, I did it. Arrest me. That leaves John and Emma to get themselves off the hook and solve the mysteries of the Glenmore Haunting. Can you figure it out? Who really killed Laird of Glenmore Castle? And what was the murderer after? Treasure, probably. And how did they break into the family vault? Okay, the story. Start reading the story. The puzzle, it's 1,000 pieces. That's good to know for time bet purposes and all that. And as usual, the solution's written in mirror, so that'll be interesting. It looks like we have some suspects here. So there's John and Emma Steele. Will another murderer keep John and Emma up tonight, or will it be the ghost of Glenmore Castle? We have Mary Duncan MacLeod. She was living apart from her husband in a separate wing of the castle. Had she planned more of a permanent separation? We have Ian and Anita McCourtney. They were haunted too, not by ghosts, but by their pasts as convicted embezzlers. Were they willing to add murder to their dossier? And then we have Tina with a weird last name, so Tina Konichi, sure. The victim knew her dark secret. That was the problem. But was she too tipsy to plan such a ghastly solution? So she's a drunk? That's her secret? That's not a bad secret. Lots of people have alcohol problems. Okay. That's alright. There's no picture on that anyways. The car will look like it's been in another accident. So, is there any chat I need to catch up on?
Not yet.
No? Okay, cool. Alright, you guys. If you are all ready, I will start reading the real story. The whole thing. Now, often I find there's all kinds of cool little clues and things that we'll need to keep a lookout for in this mystery puzzle. So, if you are tuning in, pay close attention to the parts of this story, because I bet there are clues to be found. All good?
Mm-hmm.
No chat? Okay, perfect. Here we go. It's story time. All right. The Glenmore Haunting. Naturally, it was raining. Not a gentle rain, but the kind of icy downpour found only at haunted houses, and Glenmore Castle was the perfect place for a haunting. It was one of those old stone castles that dot the eastern coast of Scotland. The whole colorful and violent history of the Celts and the Scots seemed to be etched into its austere towers. Not exactly the sunny spot John and Emma Steele had hoped for as they planned their next vacation. But when she won the trip in a contest, it seemed that fate had made the decision for them. Now, standing before the castle in all its menace, she wondered whose side fate was really on. The rain drenched them, as they watched the taxi disappear into the night. Shadows of the turrets overhead covered them like the hands of doom as they scurried through the front gate. But at the door, John hesitated before rapping the ornate brass knocker. It was all so trite, he thought, a cliché from a late-night movie. But he already knew what would happen. The door would creak, the wind would hoot, a bald butler would guide them by candlelight through the cobwebs. There would be, of course, a ghost, a murderer. It was all so predictable he had to laugh. Funny? Emma said, wringing her hair like a sponge. You think this is funny? You don't? He asked. The situation, doesn't it remind you of something? It reminds me exactly of one of our vacations, one where you get blamed for a murder. Promise me it won't happen this time. How many murders does this dude get blamed for? Good Lord. You may want to sort out your vacation spots if you're getting blamed for murder in all of them. Are you getting bored of it all, my dear? John asked, smiling his best phony smile. Not bored, darling, she said just as fraudulently. Just tired of getting you off the hook. Can you blame her? Suddenly, the huge wooden door creaked open. No need to knock, John thought. The owners of the house had seen the same movie. But that wasn't quite true. For one thing, the person who answered the door wasn't bald. She was a pleasant, lively woman in her 50s, and she had elegant silver-gray hair. Ugh, she said, looking at Steele miserably. You look like drowned geese, the two of you. Come in and get to the fire quick. You'll catch your death like this. She ushered them into the great room of the castle. As expected, there was a long medieval table in the center, and beyond it, a walk-in fireplace with a crackling fire. Overstuffed armchairs glowed in the firelight. There was even an elaborate display of axes and swords nearby, and an immense faded tapestry on the far wall. But there were also a few surprises. The room was lit, not by creepy candles, but by a high-tech set of halogen tracks installed on a scaffold. A fancy CD system was playing soft jazz. There was a widescreen TV in the corner and a cellular phone on a small table. It was a perfect mix of the ages. Chivalry meets technology. It's a blasted hell of a night for traveling, the woman said, as she helped John and Emma peel off their wet coats. Not for us, said Emma brightly. This is our kind of vacation. The gloomier, the better. She means your castle is very interesting, John said, trying to cloak the joke. That it is, the woman said. I'm sure you'll find your stay very interesting indeed. I'm Mary Duncan MacLeod, the lady of the house, you might say. Emma and John, Emma said, shaking hands. Why don't you sit by the fire and warm yourselves? I'll fix you up with a toddy and some biscuits. Come and let me introduce you. Entering the room... How many pages is this? Entering the room, Mary motioned to the other people who were sitting in the chairs by the fire. That's Ian McCourtney, Mary began. The man who took John's hand immediately looked suspicious, like a weasel in a kilt. His nose even twitched as he said hello. Emma made a mental note of him. He was a fine suspect for the crime she was convinced lay ahead. This woman's a psychic? Huh? John and Emma, John said. And this is my wife, Anita, McCourtney said, adding to the woman standing behind him. She was a flirtatious woman in a bright red dress, with too much makeup and too little class. Please, she squeaked, but didn't seem pleased at all. Second suspect, Emma thought, made for the part. Emma was busy inventing a sinister plot about her when the third person chimed in. Charmed, I'm bloody damn well sure, said the woman, rising unsteadily from another chair. Don't mind her, Mary said kindly. She's had one too many as usual. John and Emma Steele, this is Tina Knichi. Tina, please try and behave yourself, just for the weekend. I always behave myself, Tina slurred. It's everyone else that's intolerable." The mood among the others was chilly, to say the least, but as Mary McLeod left the room to prepare the drinks, all traces of warmth went with her, and a stringing silence filled the gap. It was Ian McCourtney, fiddling with an old lantern that sat on the mantelpiece, who finally broke the spell. "Are you here for the reading, then?" he asked bluntly. "No," Emma answered politely. "We do plenty of reading at home. We're here for the scenery." "He means the bloody reading of the Bloody Covenant," Tina explained. "You two are American, aren't you? I didn't know there were Americans." "Oh, sure," Emma said, still trying to be friendly. "Since about 1776. "I mean in the family," Tina said sharply. "I didn't know we had American cousins." "They're not family," Mary shouted. She had returned hastily with a tray of cups and a serving dish. "And they're not here for the covenant. They're guests. Now stop your pestering." "Guests?" Tina said with a laugh. "Why in the bloody hell would they want to stay here?" "Quiet," Mary said to her. "Isn't it time for you to pass out or something?" "Actually, we won the trip in a contest," Emma said cheerily. "A contest?" Anita McCourtney said, as she whirled a ring nervously around her finger. "For a weekend at a haunted house?" "No, for Kirkland's Scottish oatmeal," Emma explained. "This place is haunted, you know," Ian McCourtney said. "Have you never heard of the ghost of Glenmore Castle?" At that, the music that had been playing softly in the background was overwhelmed by a horrible screeching sound coming from one of the outer rooms. Everybody jumped at the noise. "The ghost?" Emma asked. "My husband," Mary muttered, pointing at the doorway. The man standing there was the very image of the lord of the castle. He was a proud Scot, tall and straight, wearing a suit jacket and a tie, as well as a colorful kilt and high socks. The bagpipes he was playing completed the ensemble, but the sour sound coming from them destroyed any authenticity. "It's okay, dude. I can't play the bagpipes either. It would sound like a dead, dying bird." "Sorry," he said, putting the instrument down on the table and letting the airbag wheeze. "I thought it would make a handsome impression. Never could quite get the hang of the thing. Hello, I'm Kenneth MacLeod, 7th Lord of the Glenmore. Been spooking you with the tales of Bruce, have they? Don't believe a word of it." "How sweet," Emma said. "The ghost's name is Bruce?" "Aye," MacLeod went on. "He had taken out a small knife and was carving a tiny piece of wood with it. He was our ancestor, Bruce of Glenmore, a real true Highlander. Fought against the British with Bonnie Prince Charlie, he did. Fought with everyone," Ian McCourtney added. "The man was a crook and a swindler. Runs in the family." "Your side to be sure," Tina said, her tongue getting looser by the minute. "Ian's an ex-convict, you see. Tried to steal money from his company to pay off his gangster pals. How much did you embezzle, Ian? Was it $500,000? "Look who's talking," Anita shot back, defending her husband. "Tina, if it wasn't for you, for the family money, you'd be in prison for gambling debts by now." "That will be enough of that, cousins," MacLeod said sharply. "None of us would be here if it wasn't for the Bruce. Let's remember that and show a wee bit of respect." "You're all cousins?" John asked, trying not to sound as sorry for them as he felt. "Aye, we've gathered for the reading of the Covenant," MacLeod explained. "We're the last surviving blood members of the Glenmore clan. Ian's my first cousin, and Tina's my stepsister." "What about the other guests?" Emma asked. "Oh, there aren't any," Mary answered. She had forced a cup of toddy on her husband and was watching him intently, as if she expected some fateful outcome from his first sip. She appeared disappointed when all he did was burn his tongue. "Are you trying to scald me, woman?" he asked, recoiling. "Poison, more likely," Anita mumbled. The castle's closed for the weekend," Mary said, quickly trying to change the topic. "You two are the only guests. Bit of a foul-up, that, but it's no harm done." "What is this covenant you're talking about?" Emma asked. "The covenant is an ancient document," MacLeod explained. putting the cup down on the table and pacing before the fire. Drawn up in 1742 by our ancestors, it's been in a vault and guarded all this time, so they say, by the ghost of Bruce of Glenmore. To prevent anyone from stealing from the clan, you can hear him howl on the first day of each year. Only then? Emma asked. Aye, he did howl in June one year, but that was when one of our cousins tried to break into the vault. He turned up dead in the moor next day. Oh, yeah, that much longer. Like, when's someone gonna die already? Wasn't the Bruce that killed cousin Roddy? Anita suggested. 'Twas the other spirits, whiskey and rum. Tomorrow, MacLeod went on, is the 250th anniversary of the Covenant. According to custom, it will be read aloud for the first time. What does it say? That he gets the estate, Ian McCourtney scowled, nodding towards Kenneth, being the eldest male cousin. Unless he dies first, Mary MacLeod added calmly, in which case it's all divided up between us. No one knows that for sure, MacLeod replied. None of us has read the Covenant yet. Aye, cousin, so you've always said, Ian replied sharply. Each January, the 1st, Kenneth explained, I go into the vault and say a prayer for our ancestors. In the dark, that's the custom, but I've never looked at the Covenant. I swear by the Bruce. In other words, if you die tonight, Emma said, they'll split up the castle? She didn't mean to sound quite so cold about it. She was simply caught up in the intrigue of the situation and was trying to get her clues straight. She tried a sweet smile to soften the impact, but it didn't quite work. There's a bloody good question. Give that lass a drink, Tina Kenichi said, practically spilling hers on Emma's lap. That's what we'd all like to know, ma'am. Do we get the castle if Cousin Kenneth bites the dust? Aye, MacLeod said sadly. If that's what the Covenant says, the castle as well as the saber. Why don't you show our guests the book, Ian suggested. MacLeod walked over to a suitcase next to the arms display on the wall. Ian McCourtney seemed to hold his breath as Kenneth reached for something on the shelf, but when MacLeod simply withdrew a leather book and handed it to John, McCourtney exhaled in exasperation. The book was quite old and fragile. The text inside was handwritten and included a number of black ink drawings showing utensils, coins, scepters, and a few fancy crosses. But for the most striking drawing showed a ceremonial saber encrusted with gems. According to a note in the text, one of the gems was a rare purple sapphire belonging to Prince Charles Edward Stuart. Nice knife, John said, pointing to the picture out to Emma. And worth as much as the castle itself, the Lord explained. It's called the Skene Jacobus, the Jacobite saber. 'Twas given to the Bruce by Prince Charles himself for his help during the Jacobite uprising. That was before the tragic battle of Culloden Moor, of course. MacLeod gazed sadly at the spurn, the traditional Scottish bag that he wore on a chain suspended from his waist, and he observed for a moment of silence in horror of the battle that ended the Scottish revolt from England. As Kenneth returned the book, Ian McCourtney again seemed to lean forward in anticipation, waiting for something to happen. And this time, his attention was rewarded. Replacing the book on the shelf seemed to trigger a vibration. It caused one of the ceremonial axes on the wall to come loose from its mount. The axe came swinging down like a guillotine. It narrowly missed MacLeod as it landed on the rug with a lethal pulp. That was close, cousin, McCartney said flatly, as if he was describing a soccer goal. Heavens, said the Lord, trying to regain his composure. Perhaps I should be heading off to bed. Beheading is a good way of putting it, John whispered. Been too many strange incidents around here lately, Kenneth said as he left. Like my ring of keys, they seem to be missing. What doing? I left them on the table here earlier, Anita. You were the first up this morning. You didn't take them, did you? And what would I be wanting your old rusty car keys? She asked. But the innocence of her manner was clearly an act, not a fact. Leave all that to us, Mary said cheerily to John and Emma. You two must be bone tired. Let me show you to your room. The room she took them to was on the second floor of the castle. It was a perfect blend of Celtic ancestry and modern comfort. The fire burning in the small stone fireplace was from a compressed log. The luxurious four-poster bed had an electric blanket. There was even a TV in the room, hidden in an old wooden cabinet with runes on the doors. What a miserable bunch of people, John said as he joined Emma under the thick plaid comforter. But a perfect setup for a whodunit. They all stand to gain from the Lord's death. I thought you had enough of all that, John said. Only when you're the whodunit. The soft light of the candle combined with the sound of the rain to produce a tranquil effect, and in no time at all they fell into a deep sleep. But it didn't last for long. What was that? Emma said as she shot into a sitting position. John, still asleep, simply snored. John, she said, jabbing him with her elbow to wake him up. Did you hear that sound? What sound? He muttered, his voice muffled by the quilt. It was horrible, like some kind of howl. Bagpipes, he muttered, but he may have been talking in a dream. It wasn't that kind of sound. It was ghastly. I think it was the ghost of Glenmore Castle. I didn't hear a thing, John said, laying on a thick Scottish brog. Gee back to bed, lassie. I cannot do a Scottish accent.
I was going to say, is that your accent?
I'm terrible at accents.
No. You got a novel to finish. Here we go.
The light under the door flickered for an instant as someone, or something, passed by in the hallway, but John was snoring again. Emma listened for a while, but heard nothing more, so she tried to go back to sleep instead. But that was impossible, not with one eye wide open and her hands clenched in tight fists, ready to fight the specter when it came. It was well past dawn when they found the body. The groundskeeper had arrived to find the door to the cellar open. Investigating further, he came upon the grisly scene and then raced through the house to wake everyone up. When they heard the commotion, John and Emma quickly followed the others down into the cellar, past the wine racks, through two old stone corridors, to the vault where the saber and the covenant were kept. The thick plank door to the vault was partly open. A kerosene lantern had been smashed on the floor before it, and a suit of armor overturned. Next to that, Kenneth MacLeod, 7th Lord of Glenmore, was lying. He had been stabbed. The blood that pooled out of the wound seemed to form a question mark on the wooden floor, a sinister sign of the murderer. It's the ghost, the groundkeeper said. The ghost of Bruce has killed Master Kenneth. Shut up, you fool, Ian McCourtney said. He had a bandage on his finger that Emma hadn't noticed before. Did anyone call the constable? Mary MacLeod asked. She was standing in the shadows, wiping her eyes with a white lace hanky. Considering the circumstances, she seemed remarkably composed. I did, ma'am, the groundskeeper said. He'll be here directly. As a matter of habit, the groundskeeper started to tidy things up, including something laying on the floor inside the open vault which he went to pick up. It was the Jacobite saber, the only object out of place in the vault room. Don't move anything, Tina said. You'll spoil the constable's fun. Fancies himself a Scotland Yard type. She's right, John Steele said. It's all evidence. You better leave everything where it is. Steele had a strange foreboding about the whole affair. Perhaps it was the tightness of the cellar in which they were standing, but he felt as if he was caught in it, whether he wanted to be or not. A glance at Emma didn't ease the feeling. She was standing stiffly near the body, saying nothing. Why did the Lord come down here in the middle of the night? John asked. I have no idea, Mary said. How would she know? Anita McCourtney suggested. They haven't slept together in 6 years. She's in the West Wing. Kenneth was over in the East. She's biding her time until she can run off with that lover of hers. You're a fine one for accusations, Mary shot back. You who had your first husband murdered. Oh yes, Kenneth told me all about finding your letter of confession, and about how he threatened to show it to the police unless you moved out. Shut up, both of you, Ian said. That's enough. You'll put the blame on all of us. You're one to talk, Tina said acidly. Those 3 years in prison didn't pay off your cronies. You still owe them the money. How do we know you didn't murder Kenneth while trying to steal the saber? You need the blasted money as much as we do, Anita shouted, to pay off your gambling debts. Without the estate, you've got nothing. All right, Ian said, trying to end the squabble. Listen to me. Now here's what happened. Kenneth came down here to take the saber, to stop anyone else from getting it. Someone was waiting in the shadows. A thief, you see. He stabbed Kenneth with the knife and ran out. Indeed, there was a small knife stuck in the floor near the body, right at Emma's feet. But who? None of us. An outsider, see what I mean? They did. It was a plausible story that held the hope of their own innocence. They liked that. But where's the key, Ian? Mary insisted. The key to the vault door. It was hidden, and only Kenneth knew where. If there was a struggle, it should be laying about. Blast the key, Tina said. We've got something better. We've got the one who murdered Kenneth. We do? Ian said. Who was it? 'Twas him. John Steele didn't really have to look to see who she was pointing at, but he did anyways. And of course, he found her finger pointing practically at him. Swell, he said. The missus can prove it, Tina said. Care to move aside, my lovely? Emma didn't answer. She was standing perfectly still, her feet glued to a spot near the body. But under the cold scrutiny of the others, she soon gave in. Sorry, John, she said, taking a short step to the right. But once she did, it was clear why she had been standing there in the first place. She was covering something with her shoes, hoping no one would notice. Something that had been carved into the wooden floorboards. Kenneth must have carved it with the knife while he was dying, Tina said. What he had carved were 2 letters. The letters were J.S., which could only stand for one person. Yet another vacation, John Steele thought, dampened by the prospect of the gallows. Oh no, Steele said. Not again. John, you promised, Emma pouted. No, I didn't, he said. Besides, there's a better explanation. He had been studying the situation and had come with a different reading of the clues. Sure there is, Ian said. I've told the magistrate much of the same thing myself, many times. Someone discovered where the key was hidden, Steele began. That person took it and came down here during the night to steal the saber. He's right, Emma blurted, as 2 events suddenly came together in her mind. The Lord realized something was going on and came down to stop it. But the thief stabbed him first, John continued. That's when Kenneth carved the initials in the floor. But they don't point to me. They point to one of you. A nice little story, Ian McCourtney said. But if Kenneth didn't stop them, then what did the thief take? That's the saber on the floor, just like the picture in the book. I'm afraid you've got nothing to show for all this fiction. On the contrary, Steele insisted, the truth is right here in front of us. The identity of the murderer, the method they used to get into the vault, and the clue to what was stolen. All right. So, we have to answer. Who really killed the man? How did the murderer open the door? And what did the murderer steal?
Wow.
That was a long story. Halfway through, I'm like, oh my god, it keeps going. Oh no, mistakes were made. I should have condensed. All right, what'd I miss?
So, there you go. You know, Todd said hi. Quietly listening. Me too. Dan said hello.
Hey, Danny.
Surprise live indeed. They had been boozled. It wasn't that bad. Other than the rotten eggs. I'm like, yeah, rotten ones are the worst. And then
Eleanor's sticking up for us again.
And I said I'd let you know for you to ask for more likes. And then I love eggs. And then they go on. And then I should eat a bean. And then she's like, no. A rotten egg bean. I'm like, no. I hate those ones.
Eats a rotten egg. I love it.
How's business going? I said we're going well, but Wednesdays are a bit slower, so that we're going to try to do live every Wednesday. And then I'll just let her know that our friend is and he's in medically induced coma right now. Danny and them will be playing D&D on Wednesdays, but they get done early, so they should be able to.
Yay! They can do both.
So it's very sad to hear about Eleanor's friend there.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully, when they do the medically induced coma, it's
to help.
It's a
more than
help,
anything.
yeah. It is. I mean, they had to do that for Dad, so it's just easier on the body when it's
resting.
Resting.
Bodies need rest. Mm-hmm.
Pretty much
Well,
caught up.
that's awesome. Well, I hope he'll be okay. Like, I'm sure they're giving him the best care possible. And they're doing everything they can, I'm sure. Dying.
Don't.
You know, I can never do the puzzle if you bother me.
I know! Hurry up! Get it done! Stop it!
No.
Let's get back onto...
No.
Because it took you an hour to read that thing. 40 minutes.
40 minutes? That's a lie. Alright, so first of all, I need to dump some of these pieces out and get them all mishy-mashed together, because some of it is stuck together. And you need to come up with a time bet. Oh.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
That's your final answer?
Yeah, because I got screwed last time.
Teehee. I love when I screw you over.
No, Julie, you can keep out of the comments.
There you go. Apple juice in the hair. Absolutely. I completely agree. He needs a good little dunk.
Well, then I'm coming in late tomorrow.
Oh, well.
So I can mid-laundry.
That's fine. You don't need clothing. Oh, I should mention, everyone. So this is really exciting, not just for our Canadian friends, but we now have international and American shipping available for our puzzles and cool stuff like that at the store. We already did up like a cool little video for that for you guys, which should be up hopefully soon. But for you guys watching today, you get a little bit of an exclusive jump on it. If you guys want any puzzles or anything like some of the ones I do on the channel, because I was strategic, I ordered a lot of puzzles I already own, so I wouldn't be tempted to buy them. We have them available, and we can ship them to you guys. So, if you are looking for any of that, we created a little coupon code, so Puzzle Queen 10, I believe it was. That'll get you guys 10% off on your puzzle purchase. So, that's a little bit of an exclusive content just for you guys, because we love you guys so much, and we were gone for so long that we wanted to give that to you guys.
Danny's saying an hour and 59 minutes.
See, they believe in me. They believe. Alright, I will try my best not to look at the timer as I go.
That's hard now. And then we flipped it so that it's straight down view now.
Yeah, we changed the view up for you guys a little bit. So hopefully this is better, but let us know what you think, because like, it's all about what's easiest for you guys to see. How's the view of the timer? Hard to see?
It's hard to see because of how high up it is. So zooming in, it's not the best.
Not the best,
you know what? It was fine. It was more of a glare. Put it to the left a little bit more. There you go. Yeah.
There?
Yeah.
Good there?
A little bit. It's, you know, if it wasn't broken.
Hey. Hey now. Okay. What about that?
It only needs to be, it just needs to go up like, just a smidge. Just a little bit. Yeah, maybe. That's fine.
What about that? What about that?
It's all glare.
No?
Put it up this much.
Oh my god. When in doubt, Play-Doh.
It just needs a little bit.
Like that?
There you go. Yeah, it's perfect.
Right there?
Yeah.
Alright. Yay! Okay. Alright, so let's solve the puzzle. Let's get the clues. And let's win a time bet and make Casey eat beans. Hashtag Casey eats beans.
Daniel's saying Puzzle Queen 10? Like, yes.
Puzzle Queen 10. Yes.
And Spider Peter saying, hey.
Hey, Peter. How are you?
And then Jean Marie 6 and Do you ship to the States yet?
Yes, we do. So it'll so with the shipping and everything, ours is really neat. It'll auto-calculate the shipping to get you the lowest cost for where you are.
That being said, it still comes out of Canada.
Yes, and our shipping costs suck.
It's not as good as if it was American. I'll try to focus, but it is zoomed in. The camera's right on the ceiling, whereas before it was on a tripod, so it's a little higher up, so it's zoomed in a bit. But it is still just a webcam, so the zoom in quality is not the best. But I'll try to focus it as best I can. Or at least it lets me sharpen it, so I might be able to sharpen it.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't know to look at the puzzles. If you don't know and you want to check it out, it's at sweetescapes.ca. There's all kinds of cool puzzles up there. We have like the coolest merch ever. Oh, and if you guys want, I'll sign them for you.
Already got hashtags. Casey eats beans.
Hashtag Casey Eats Beans is the best. It's a hashtag we absolutely have to get into. Oh, and although we were gone for a while, the constant remains the same. I will eat 1 bean for every sub in this stream. Because why not? This is a very dark puzzle. There's like 3 colors. There's this weird quilt. There's what I assume is a stone. And yeah, and then there's like this bluish wall. Oh, and that must be, in this piece, there must be what the dude carved, because it looks like the stone floor, but with writing in it.
Yeah, we did get the Dan's asking if the 3rd escape room's been done.
Yes, that one's been up for a little while. It's actually, it turned out the best, I think. Like, I can really tell the design difference from Last Will and Testament to Nightmare Nursery. Last Will is a good room, but I can tell it's my first room. Definitely improved with Nightmare.
You should see it sharpen up in a little bit.
You fixed it?
Yeah, but there's a delay from... I realized as I was adjusting, I was looking at the YouTube feed, which is like, it's not adjusting at all. And it's like, oh, that's a few seconds behind.
Silly. Oh geez, I just did that totally backwards. I put my edge pieces in the pile with the like inside pieces, and oopsies. Trying to make this harder on myself.
Dan says we'll try to do the other 2 the next time we come to see you guys.
Absolutely, we would love to see you guys again.
You want to know what I'm going to put a link up. Boom, there you go.
Look at you go being on top of things.
I'm not going to leave it up forever. I find it distracting. But I've got it in the comments.
And that will be up forever in the comments, or just...
I don't know if you can pin that or not. You can't pin it. So it'll be pinned.
There you
top.
go.
It'll be pinned at the top.
There we go.
I'd rather have it in the comments than on the screen.
Yeah, it's easier. And then they can go to it if they want. It doesn't take away from
Julie's asking if we did anything for Halloween.
We actually made up these really cute little treat bags with a lot of candy. So like the old retro style when you go to the corner store and they give you this big honkin' bag rather than just one or two candies. We did those up and they actually did really well. They like a lot of kids went away really happy. We didn't get a ton of kids, but I mean granted it was just our first year and Halloween fell at such a weird time for us. Like, being on Sunday, we were only open 11 to 5, so we kind of missed prime trick-or-treating time. But yeah, maybe next year when more people know of us, we'll get a ton of kids.
There's 24 people on, and then Spider Peter's like, come on guys, there's only 23 viewers, but only 5 likes.
You guys are awesome, always sticking up for that. Thank you. You're so on top of it. The best cheerleaders the channel could ask for.
Kirsty's saying, howdy guys.
Hey Kirsty, how are you? It really does feel like back doing the big puzzle, only different, because it's not the big puzzle. The good old days.
An itch to cross stitch. An itch to cross stitch, that's funny. Hi, Max and Casey.
Hey. Oh, that's Belinda. I just at first I was like, what do you
No.
And then I clued in after I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, oh and no, he's not just spewing nonsense.
No.
Okay. I'm on the same page now.
Funny, Peter, he's like, oh, by the way, today is my birthday.
Happy birthday! That's amazing! Did you do anything exciting for it?
He's like, well, I really gotta go. You can do it, Max.
Thank you. We'll miss you. Thanks for tuning in. And have a happy birthday. Or, depending on your time zone, I hope you had a happy birthday.
I think he's going out for his birthday.
Okay.
And then Kirsty's living the dream, Max. Hope you both well.
It's good to hear. I hope you're I really hope you're doing really well. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. The store's doing well. It's growing every day. It's nice to be able to be back with the lives and all that. We've kind of settled into a routine, so we think everything should go back to pretty much normal now, which is beautiful. Took a little longer than we expected, but all good things take time and all that.
Danny's saying, well, the holiday season's always really hard for me at my job, so after that, I'll be exhausted. But after my recovery, quotes, I'll try to see you guys again.
That would be awesome. Yeah, the holiday season, especially this year, I think people are going to go crazy shopping with all of the news about how everything's basically sitting in cargo containers and all that. People are just going to be animals picking up what they can.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of shortages this year.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be like Black Friday, but for the whole holiday season.
I wanted a sweater. Well, I got you socks. All there was on the shelf was socks.
Right. Put them all together. Maybe you can make a sweater. Practice your sewing skills.
Yeah.
What?
Kirsty, looking forward to more lives. Kind of reads like I'm a serial killer.
That's all right. We know how you meant it.
Well, we were trying to figure out a day to do it, if we could do it weekly, and if Wednesdays just seem to be our
Days
deadest
for the
day.
store.
So we have the time to do it, and if someone comes in, it's easy for me to step away, whereas other nights, you know, if Max has to host the escape rooms or something, it's a little bit harder. But Wednesdays are on Wednesdays either, so it just kind of really works out.
Yeah, so there's no background noise or anything. We're not disrupting them, they're not disrupting us, that sort of thing.
Dan's like, it's the kind of puzzle that the cover isn't matching the actual.
Yes, it is. So there's absolutely no picture to go by. And the puzzle will give us clues to who did the murderer. Now, the last one of these we did, we came to the right conclusion, but we did not get there the way that the picture intended us to. And that's okay. Makes it interesting, though. Like, oh, that's how I was supposed to get that? Huh. Interesting.
These are great from the camera.
I'm glad you like them. Yay. A little bit better now that it's focused.
Well, that I think also possibly that it's the overhead shot.
They get it better.
Well, before we were always watching the side. Well, yeah, we were always watching the side view. So.
Now they get a better.
Oh, they see the whole puzzle. I mean, I still see the top of your head and a little bit, but.
But it's not as bad.
No.
Oh yeah, that's right, the quilt. I forgot.
Here, so we have the COP conference here, so our city is a shit show. Helicopters overhead all day and nights.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That must be horrible trying to sleep. Helicopters are freaking noisy. Whew. That's the one thing I would find it hard to ignore. Like, you'd get used to traffic sounds, but not...
The helicopters?
Yeah.
Laura's like, I just ordered 4 puzzles earlier today. Had I known.
I'm sorry. But, hey, the good news is we'll be selling puzzles for a long, long time. So the next time you're ready for a puzzle increase, there you go. That's a retroactive code, by the way, you guys. That'll be active for a long, long time, that 10%.
Want me to pop in the camera? No. I don't know if they can see me at all. You have a time bet. You have a time bet. Where'd I go? They just asked me to get in the camera. So that was my way of getting in the camera.
Eat a hot bean.
No.
Sabotage! That's what that was. That was sabotage.
Well, they just came out of their 6th lockdown.
Oh my god, 6? Are the cases that bad there?
No, they're not. No, she's not saying that, but they're not. That's the whole big thing. Everyone's like, "What's?" They're very, very
strict.
Yes.
What, you get a case, you get locked down?
Pretty much.
That's crazy. How is anyone supposed to live?
She's saying that our retail shops are crazy busy.
Oh, no doubt. Honestly, just coming out of the lockdown, people are probably terrified there's going to be another one.
They've had a total of 262 days in lockdown since March last year.
That is brutal. That's almost a whole year of your life. So every chance the people get to come out, I'm sure they're just itching and itching. That's assuming any shops can afford to stay open because they've been locked down for so long.
Thought I missed these activities. They gave me a lot of entertainment during my vacation, quotation, in New Jersey.
Well, we really, really miss them too. We're very happy to be back. Very, very happy.
Laura got her third Pfizer shot.
Third. Wow.
My mom had to get a third one, but she's just going through. She just got over her last bit of cancer treatment, so she had to because of her immune system was compromised. So there was like a prescription, not a prescription, but not an order, but I don't know what it would be called. But the doctor said you have to get a third one.
So, are you guys down? Like, are they doing them for everybody? Like, everyone's getting a third shot now, or is it just vulnerable and people in certain work fields and all that good stuff? What?
I'm reading comments.
No. I'm like, what did I say? I didn't say anything funny. What's the matter with you?
No. Danny was saying when you were surprised and yelled a bit, my cat was sleeping. I went inside and woke up.
Oopsies.
Yeah, so you go ahead to. You're asking about the shots or needles or.
Well, I just wanted to know where Laura is, like if they're doing it for everybody now, or just people in certain work fields and vulnerable and all that good stuff. 'Cause didn't they just announce today that everyone? Yeah.
Here in Ontario, they made it so it's not mandatory for all medical workers to have to get the second one.
Just the shot in general,
shot,
I think.
Yeah.
I think they decided they just couldn't afford to lose all that staff. Now, I wish I knew what's the actual bottom here and what's the top. Like, I think this is a side thing. I think.
It's a lot of purple.
Right? I'm like, this is a dark puzzle. There's about 3 colors in the whole thing.
I'm just tilting the mic
I don't
down.
trust
No,
you.
I'm just tilting the mic down. Ah! Just so it's... Because it's so directional.
Fear me. What?
And he's like, he woke up looking like, who makes that sound?
Crazy people.
Kirsty's, how many pieces?
1,000 pieces.
Too many.
And no picture. What are you complaining about? You don't have to edit this thing.
No, which is great. The more lives we do.
Mr. Weiner over there says his job's too hard.
Well, she's picking. You'll see, like some of these puzzles are taking 3.5 hours or so. And it's a long edit.
I don't want to do my job. It's too hard. Everything's hard. My life is hard. That's you.
Shush. And Julie's sending best wishes to everyone. Thank you. Healthcare and vulnerable people are getting their third shots. Winnipeg. Yeah. Winnipeg.
It's gonna be interesting these next few months. But how are you guys doing for cases out there, Julia? Ours have been everything's been pretty tame. Right around the time we finished the big puzzle, they started to spike a little, but it never got crazy like it did last year.
Kirsten, okay, you see, try your
Right?
dripping eyeballs.
Whiner.
Dripping eyeballs.
But he is a boy. Boys do like to whine and cry.
It's a lot of time. If you're 3 hours of doing the puzzle, then I'm another 3 hours of editing. I'm spending 6 hours of a puzzle. No, I'm just standing up. And I'm just standing up. You only have to do 3 hours. I got to do 6 hours. I'm twice as invested in this.
Oh yeah, life is hard, isn't it? I don't trust you.
Well, I'm not worried about the time, man. I don't need to distract you. You're going to be way over on this one.
Oh, please.
That amount of purple with no picture, you're screwed.
Or is that a good thing? Because everything will be in one spot. Did you ever think about that? Huh?
No.
Huh? That's right. You didn't. So there. Okay, no, I was going to say, geez, is this the picture on the front? No, okay, it is different. Good. I was like, well, there's the skull, and there's the blanket. And I'm like, those cheaters, they ripped me off. No, it's different.
Laura's like, you should stop Cobble Hill.
We do, actually. We have Cobble Hill now. Not a huge selection of 1,000-piece ones just yet, but we do carry them, and we want to carry them all the time. They're a personal favorite of mine.
And Julie's like, but hey, my favorite murderer to talk about us this week. Our numbers are good, mostly reopened with proof of vaccine and masks.
Hey, that's good. Going in the right direction, mostly.
She's like, I love that Casey's flinching so much. He's the one who started it.
Right? He has no one to blame but himself.
She's got nails, and they dig right in.
Well, then you shouldn't have started it, should you have?
And I don't think she realizes. She doesn't have to use the tip of her fingers.
Well, if someone didn't have baby skin.
I really happy you guys all came on. Like, it was such a last minute thing.
We weren't really sure.
We were like, maybe 2 or 3 people will be on, but at least we'll get something up and going. And it's like the whole old gang is back.
Right? Everyone's back together. Well, this was always kind of a good point in the evening with the big puzzle, too. This seemed to be the point where it kind of worked out for all the different time zones and all that everyone could be on at least a little while.
But I didn't think more than...
Well, with it
4
being
or
such
5
short
people.
notice,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. You should do a truth and lie.
Drew, that's so cool you got Cobble Hill. You like them so much. And I'm just saying hello, guys.
Hey, Drew. Yes, it is. I was excited when we first got them in. I was strategic. I ordered ones I already have for the most part, so I wouldn't be tempted to buy them all, and then there'd be nothing for the shelves. But, you know, it'll get there. I'm sure at some point I'll get the whole catalog worth, and then I'll have to buy a new house because I'll need storage.
Completely a pile of pieces, and you quickly just grabbed and out and a bunch of pieces, and I'm amazed.
Thank you, Julie.
She's a robot with nails.
Pretty much, yeah. That's okay, I'm great.
They're like, oh yes, truth or lie.
See, now you have to do it. I knew that would happen. I knew I could trap him into behaving and having to do something if I said that, because I knew you guys would be on my side.
Set Pinocchio free.
You see what I did there? Yes, exactly. They don't get to see Pinocchio as much anymore. You got to do it. Come on, Pinocchio. Put your mouth to work.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, and the County Diary puzzle series you have look really pretty.
They're amazing. I have the autumn and winter one. They're a ton of fun to do. A decent challenge, but like you get all the different. They're almost those over busy puzzles that, like, they're hard to sort. You get so much in so many different areas. Be warned with those ones though. You can't buy just one. Then you get addicted and need the whole series. Or at least I have that problem. What?
Casey. Hashtag Robocop Scissorhands.
There you go.
Well,
that's exciting.
Well,
yeah.
You're
I
Robocop Scissorhands.
I know. Yes.
That's too funny.
That's all right. Edward Scissorhands is awesome.
Yes, but this is Robocop Scissorhands.
Yes, I know. So it's a double dose of awesome.
Belinda, I'm trying to find the Pink Cobble Hill puzzles by Shelley Davis, but I can't find it anywhere. Davies.
Interesting. I wonder if, because we have a whole great big catalog of everything that they offer this year, I wonder if we'd be able to get them in at some point. We will try. They're very, very old school, though, so we'll have to, that will be a sit down, and we'll have to go through the whole catalog. They don't actually have a website we can order from. See, I'm not screwed. I've got like half this thing done.
Puzzle done?
Well,
No.
not half the puzzle, but like half of whatever this thing is. That being said, I have no idea what I'm building. I assume this is like the door or something, maybe?
Or where do you live?
Us? We're in Belleville. Belleville, Ontario.
Is the puzzle upright?
I think so. It's hard to tell. Like, I don't actually know. That's part of the thing with this. There's no... Like, I probably won't know until I get more of the picture done what way upright actually is. I made a guess. Fingers crossed. It's all right. I'm sure you don't have your fingers crossed, but I'll forgive you.
No. The Eurographics lighthouses, they look so pretty too.
Right? And honestly, I don't think nope, that's a lie. I had one Christmas ornaments Eurographics puzzle before we opened the store. And that was pretty much it, besides some of the thrift store finds that we found when we were opening the store. I didn't really know much about it as a brand, other than that it was great, and they were Emma's favorites. But I enjoy them a lot more than I thought I would. The one that I'm really trying not to buy is the Unicorn Fantasy one. That one I've got my eye on.
Okay, Casey, backseat puzzler.
Right?
Oh, Laura may have been asking Linda where she lived.
Oh. Mm-mm. That makes sense. A backseat puzzler is worse than a backseat driver. Mm-hmm. Just so you know. I don't trust you. We should get paid hazard pay. It's hazardous working in the same room as you.
How many COVID cases are there in Canada? Let's see.
That's a Google question. Ontario? Not that many. Canada? Hopefully not that many.
We're 27th on the list. And active cases right now are 1785. As of currently now, as of yesterday, because that might not be completely 1,800. So there was 1,800 active cases yesterday. In total cases, there is 1,720,000, and we've had 29,000 deaths. And total recovered, we had 1,667,000, and so that's where we're standing.
It's not terrible, really, when you consider that's all of Canada, though, and how high our population is.
Wow, our population is about the same as Australia. It's the same as California. Oh.
Aw.
No. The light just went out, and it really freaked me out. But it just came back on again.
Oh, for the open sign?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, what's
that
going
would
on?
be terrible. We just fixed that thing.
I was thinking it flashed off, and then it flashed on.
Maybe they didn't actually send it with a high enough voltage.
Well, no, but I just wonder if it's a plug or something.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
Because it itself is just plugged into a plug and outlet. Like it's not a.
We don't actually know. That thing could be like the equivalent of plugging in an extension cord to an extension cord.
Well, that's basically what it's doing. Drew's like, you should get a mirror to see what Casey's doing.
Right? Just to keep myself nice and safe. You know what? That could be what goes on that wall. A great big mirror so that I know when I have to defend myself.
No.
Or when you're vulnerable. That too. As it stands right now with this puzzle, I'm going to have to take a guess at who killed this dude because I have no idea. Couldn't even hazard a guess.
Well, it's like they've got 18,000 active cases in Victoria right now.
Oof, that's quite a few. But at least not enough to lock you down. No more lockdowns. No more.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good for us.
No. And just in general, I think people have kind of had enough.
sure I didn't do a big long blink. It's like I've had enough of homeschooling.
Right? I bet. Can't even imagine 6 lockdowns? I'm really surprised that the people were okay with that many. I can just imagine the frustration level that must have been going on.
Laura's like, we've got 514,000 active cases in Arkansas.
Holy smokes, that's crazy.
That is a lot. Holy crap.
I didn't think Arkansas was that big either.
What?
As far as states go. Mm-hmm.
Julie, we health workers were fitted for respirators this week, and they put us on alert for respiratory diseases.
Really?
Thinking flu and colds will hurt hard the people recovered from COVID.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought, like, being fitted for them already, just as a cautionary thing. Wow.
Yeah, really. Well, I guess that's good they're being prepared at least. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Well, it was a very frustrating time.
No doubt. Ugh. Better days ahead, hopefully. Ooh, that's where that goes. How are your truths and lies coming?
I'm working on them. It's really like how, Max? It's like they're already in order for you. Like Lightning and McMax.
You know what? I don't know. I still don't know. Magic. I attribute it to magic. A really cool kind of magic.
Robot.
That too, possibly. So that's what I wanted to be for Halloween, was a wizard. Next year. And you could be Pinocchio. Where's your sense of humor? You're no fun.
Killed it. Kirsty, solar system puzzle. That sounds good. Solar system puzzle. That sounds good.
The one we have, it's definitely good. And it's really funny that you should mention that, because that is one of the videos coming up. I couldn't resist buying one of the ones that we had. It was just so colorful, and I'm not a space person. I'm really not. But there was something about it that just jumped out at me. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to need to have this.
There's a fact that you said the other day. Now I can't remember.
That happens when you get old. You start to forget things.
It wasn't one I was keeping track of to remember.
Oh.
Just the ones that you were like, eh. And was commenting back to Kirsty. It's a Euro graphics puzzle. It's panoramic. They're super cool. I've done a few, but the solar system one. But not the solar system one. I was wondering if it was fun.
It is incredibly fun. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It kind of reminded me a little bit of a gradient puzzle almost. Not that it is gradient, but in just the way that the colors came together and all that, just that satisfying feeling.
Laura's working on a Hartman Brothers Buffalo puzzle called Deer and Pines.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. And very fitting for the season. Got distracted.
And then I was like, I like I Spy, so when I saw it on the table, I just had to ask. I Spy.
I Spy. Is it in the shot? There is the old I Spy game down there.
I was like, yeah, I found it in my dad's closet when we were cleaning it up.
That's awesome. You found a hidden treasure. Honestly, you never know who's going to have cool things. Something that you tuck away in your closet and you don't even think about.
You're so nosy.
I am nosy. That's
You're
fine.
so
I can
nosy.
admit it. I'm nosy.
They can leave us little Easter eggs to give us clues for upcoming videos, or clues to other things, like, well, in case you realize it's cold outside and shorts are not warm enough.
Right? What is the matter with you? It is winter. You know how we have this strange thing. I know we were without it for a couple days, but it's functioning now. Heat. When heat goes on, shorts come off.
It's nice in here. It's warm in here. I got a long sleeve shirt on.
Right, but you don't teleport from your car to in here.
No, but if it's really cold, I'll just warm it up before I go out to the car.
Yeah, but you still have to get into the car, which means you have to go out in the frigid cold.
Oh, for a second.
A second too long.
Steph Star Girl. Hi, Maxine.
Hey, Steph. Oh my god, I missed you. It's been a while. The old gang really is back together. You really don't realize how, like, you miss the lives, but you don't realize how much until you're actually back in doing it.
She just got home. She had a commitment tonight.
Oh, nice. Well, I hope you had fun.
I would like to commit Maxine tonight.
Hey,
get her committed.
You started the trouble tonight. I was being very good. I was just doing my puzzle. Being no harm to anybody. You had to go and tickle me and start a war.
Laura's saying it was 42 Fahrenheit today.
What's that in Celsius? Cold? Cold?
What's that in Celsius?
Uh-huh.
It's
Cold?
It's pretty much triple. You can triple it pretty much. Triple in a little bit. Or like reverse triple. A third of it.
Cold.
Yeah, it was very cold.
Very cold. Gross. Time to move.
Room temperature should be around 72 degrees or so. So that's
cold. It's frigid.
40 is cold.
40 is time to move to a new continent where it's warmer.
Todd, still shorts weather here.
Oh, I'm going to come where you are, Todd. I'm a person that needs shorts weather forever. I am not a true Canadian.
And then Steph's like, I haven't responded to your videos lately, but I've watched them.
Hey, that's all good. I understand. People get busy. It's nice to hear from you, though.
Laura's like, and it was raining and then had to do an outside funeral today as well.
Ooh. I'm sorry. Funerals suck at the best of times, but an outside one in the cold and the rain? Ooh.
And then Steph is asking how many pieces.
1,000 pieces for this one. Ripping it apart.
Todd, right now we're about 50 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, and it gets cold here by our standards, maybe 25 or so during the winter. Ooh, 50 is pretty cold.
If only there was no such thing as the cold. The polar bears can have it. They need the cold and the snow. I would happily gift it to them.
See, we have 3 degrees Celsius today. Brass monkeys here. 3 is cold.
You poor unfortunate soul. That is terrible. That is a horrible, horrible temperature.
Alright, I've created 3 sets of 3 truths or lies.
That's exciting, you guys. Is everybody ready?
Let's see if it all went up there. Let's see here. I got enough. Okay, I am going to submit. Oops. Let's see if I can do it differently here. The first set. Oops. Of truths or lies. Now again, to refresh your memory, the truths or lies doesn't mean like one has to be a truth and two have to be lies, or it could be they're all truths or they're all lies, or you pick the ones that you think are truths or lies. So I'm going to push it up now. So the first, I spin a little bit more. The first truth or lie.
Are you spinning or falling?
Well, because I don't have this mic because it gets that echoey sound. Ah! Do your puzzle. So,
I just thought they should see you get tortured a little first.
You can't see me.
Well, that's a shame.
If I bring the other camera up here, I can expand it a bit.
They can see you now?
No. Well. Let's see. Yeah, just a little wider. Okay.
They
So
can
no. Do your puzzle. Do your puzzle.
Well, I'm trying. You have my hands.
Do your puzzle. Okay. Here we go. The first one. When Maxine was 11, she spent a couple weeks at her uncle's farm, and he got her to work on the farm, and she wanted to milk a cow. She ended up milking a bull. Number 2. Max used to sleep with her blankie until she was 14. She used to sleep with her blankie until she was 14. Like your little toddler blankie.
I don't know why you say that like it's a bad thing. Blankets are wonderful.
Well, blankets, yes, but you don't need to carry the blankie thing until you're 14. Maxine was actually named after Maxine Brown, a country singer. Her mom was a big fan of the country singer and decided to name her Maxine. So, number 1, Maxine went to her uncle's farm and milked not a cow, but a bull. She used to sleep with her blankie until she was 14, and she's actually named after the country singer Maxine Brown. You can submit your answers. Is it true, 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 false, 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 true, false, true? We need a Casey cam. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'm on there. It should flip. Oh, did it? Oh, we'll flip in a second. You'll see it flip over. Oh, because it's buffering. Oh, I'm watching something. That's why it's updating. It's behind on the other feed. There we go. So, what are your answers? We've got Todd in first right now. What do you say? Did she accidentally milk the wrong animal? Did she sleep with her blankie till she was 14? And is she named after Maxine Brown, the country singer? We got 2 in there, so Todd's saying false, false, false. Drew's saying false, true, true. Kirsty, false, false, false.
See, they have faith in me that I know my animals.
We got a couple more going in here because we got 19 people watching, so let's get a couple more. So we got 3 falses, a false, true, true, a false, 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 false. Julie, I always like it because Julie always
has reasons.
Has reasons. This is always the best. False. The old milk in the bowl story. 2, true. She likes the blankets, which you said before, which is yes, she does like her blankets, all 14 of them. And true because obscure reference. Ask her if she likes her. So we've got Julie's, we got Kirsty's, we got Drew's, we've got Todd's. Can we get one more? We'll get one more. One more. and then I'll give the answers. Then I'll fill out the next one. The old milk in the bowl story. Drew and Julie are thinking the same thing. False, true, true. Kirsty, false, false, false. And Todd's like, no. False, false, false.
All false. All garbage. Casey is Pinocchio after all.
No. Drew, that's exactly it, Julie. Alright, no one else? No one else has got anything? No one? Oh, Laura's got one. She thinks it's false, true, false. She thinks the bull story is bull, that you used to sleep with your blankie till you were 14, and that you're not named after Maxine Brown, the country singer. Danny's saying it's false, true, true. Okay, I think we got enough in there for this round. If anyone wants to throw it in the last second, by all means. When Maxine was 11, she spent the week with her uncle John at his farm, and she she wanted to milk the cows, but it was an automated system. There was no hand milking. This isn't the Little House on the Prairie. It was all automated. No, I have no idea if she has an uncle with a farm.
Nope.
That's all false. The truth of the blankets are true. She has to have 1,001 blankets.
Blankets are wonderful.
Even on some of the new videos you'll see coming up, because our heater was off, our furnace was off for a couple days until they fixed it.
It was horrible.
It was cold in here, so she had a little space heater going and a couple blankets on herself.
He learned a valuable lesson. Don't ever let me be in control of the heater because he'll roast alive.
And then she wasn't feeling well for a week too. That's why we didn't record anything for that week. So she just slept on the floor on the store with a blanket on her. So my point is, no, she didn't have a blankie. But if she were to tell me that it was true, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I didn't sleep with my blankie till I was 14.
And,
but I bet I got some of you by throwing in my comment there that blankets are wonderful.
And as far as Maxine Brown, the country singer, I had to quickly Google who was famous named Max or Maxine, and there's no one famous named. No one that would have been famous before her birth. So this one was all falses, all lies. So Todd wins that one, and so does Kirsty. And everyone else thought the other two were true, and Laura thought the last one, or the middle one, was true. So, unfortunately, only one winner there.
Didn't you say Kirsty won too?
Sorry.
1, 2. Learn to count.
Okay.
Here's the truth for you. Casey doesn't know how to count.
Okay, whatever. We got round 2. Round 2 is coming up. Let me just put it in here for you. Round 2. Oops. Round 2. We're just a bit rusty. Okay. Boom. Here's the second round. And I've only got 3 rounds on me. So, Max won't eat spaghetti because it has spaghetti sauce in it, but will eat lasagna with the same spaghetti sauce in it. So, is she that picky of an eater that, depending on how the sauce is distributed between the different types of noodles that can be used, or is she just a loony bin? Regardless. 2. Maxine has never seen an episode of Friends. Not one episode. Now, it was an older show, but she's never seen it even on Netflix. And Maxine is allergic to watermelon. Of all things, watermelon. She can't have watermelon, which is like, 98% water?
Well, water is gross.
She doesn't like water, so maybe that's it. But she is allergic to water. Not like she's going to die or anything, but her tongue does swell up a little bit. And then she gets a rash just on the neck part, if she has some, but it doesn't. It's not life-threatening, but it does not She doesn't have a good reaction to it. So Max won't eat spaghetti with spaghetti sauce, but will eat lasagna with spaghetti sauce. Has never seen an episode of Friends and is allergic to watermelon. So there you go. Spaghetti sauce, a no with spaghetti, but a yes with lasagna. Has never seen an episode of Friends and is allergic to watermelon, of all things. Hashtag we're all waiting on Todd. Danny, true, false. Kirsty, false, true, false. Oh, now I remember the other one. Oh, I'll save it for next Wednesday. I'll have to write them down as I go through them.
I was just gonna say, are you gonna remember by next Wednesday?
Yeah. Well, it might give it away because it was spoke about in one of the videos. So as it gets up, it might be given away. Okay, now here I see. Julie's are the best because they give reason. Seems picky with textures, so she thinks that's true. False. Friends is everywhere all the time. And false because I predict that's what Todd will say. Laura, it's false, true.
See, there could be a reason why I like lasagna but not spaghetti if it's true. It's not a completely crazy thing.
Drew, true, why not? And then second one for the Friends, she's young enough, so that's true. And then false, we would already know that if that were true. if she was allergic to watermelon. So we got Danny's in there, we got Kirsty's in there, we got Julie's in there, we got Laura's in there. We have Drew's in there. I guess we're waiting for Todd.
They actually are all hashtag waiting for Todd.
Won't eat spaghetti with spaghetti sauce. Has never seen an episode of Friends, all, 158 episodes or whatever there are, 250 or what it was on for a long time. And she is allergic to watermelon. Has Maxine watched the original Star Wars trilogy? No. That's a big no.
No. I could never get into Star Wars for whatever weird reason. I think, honestly, the problem is the one movie I once tried to watch, I think I hopped in the series at the wrong time. I just kind of popped in one of the VHSs my mom had one day and tried to sit there and eat my fishy candies while I watched it. And I got so bored that sorting the fishy candies by color was more entertaining than watching Star Wars, and that left a real bad taste in my mouth, so I've never gone back to it.
She was doing a puzzle yesterday, you guys will see soon, of the planets, and I started with a quote and had her finish the quote. She didn't know it. Space, the final blank. Space, the final blank. Does anyone know the answer to that? Space, the final blank. She thought it was from Star Wars.
Well,
it's not. You got the star part right. I don't know if can someone check on Todd, see if he's doing okay? He hasn't replied. Is he still there? Did you go for a poop, Todd? I'm giving one more minute, then I'll give the answers. Uno more minuto. Frontier, Kirsty got it. Yay! Yeah, she didn't know what that was. Is that from that Star Wars show? Is that what that? Oh, it's...
Well, way to make me sound like I'm 90.
I worry about Max. Read Star Wars. wanna know Star Wars things?
Hey. It was a boring movie, or I just didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand, so I was like, yeah, no, not for me.
And true, my father and I watched a lot of Star Trek.
Did you really? That's awesome.
Yeah. Call Todd's name loud, Casey. Todd! Wake up! Alright, the minute's up. So, if Todd's out of this round, hopefully he is still around. And he didn't just fall asleep or left her. Alright, so we had, she's too picky and can't eat spaghetti with spaghetti sauce, but she can't eat lasagna with lasagna sauce, spaghetti sauce.
See, it's lasagna sauce.
It's not lasagna sauce. God. And has never seen an episode of Friends, and is allergic to watermelon. Okay, drum roll, please. Christy. Todd, are you reading us? Over? Come on, Todd. The first one is true. She is a picky eater, and she likes lasagna, but not spaghetti. When it's the same because of the sauce. Because
sauce is gross.
She can only have spaghetti when it's made with just cheese. It's just cheese. Noodles and just cheese. No sauces whatsoever. So it's not really impasta. It's some type of other thing. She's never seen an episode of Friends. No, she's seen it all. In fact, I think you're looking for the DVD set.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the watermelon, this is a trick question. She's not allergic to watermelon. She's allergic to watermelon seeds. And she can only eat the watermelon seedless version. She can't have it with seeds in it. So that was a bit of a trick one there for you. Nope. Wait a minute. Still lying. She can't eat watermelon.
See, Pinocchio. Now remember, you guys.
Oh, Tom was putting the dishes away.
Oh.
And then Julia, it's runnier than lasagna.
Right? It's gross. See, there's a real reason. It's not just made up nonsense.
Oh, Todd. You cut me deep, Todd. But Todd's like, choices were false, 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 false. And I gotta go, guys. I'll be back in a second. Hello. No problem. Oh, for the candy?
Yeah.
So you have like these small cups and large cups, and you can mix and match and just tell me how much, which ones maybe fill these ones. But if you want saltwater tap, you can mix with that, but you can load it up with yourself without.
Okay, can I have a large one?
Sure. And then you just let me know.
This one? Oh,
Yeah.
this one? The blue and the yellow, or the, yeah.
What are the
And then cool, these bad boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd we miss?
I'm just trying to, lasagna, don't know what the choices are. False, Todd, beef. Spaghetti with cheese is the only, is my go-to Saturday lunch. I love spaghetti. I haven't had it in a long time.
Spaghetti is amazing.
Now, you have to understand, Drew, it's spaghetti with cheese. No sauce.
Spaghetti with cheese is amazing.
It's just noodles with cheese on it.
But it's still spaghetti. That doesn't magically change because I've put cheese on it.
And, and then Todd's doing an advance round of false, true, just going ahead. Julie, in case you don't need to post the questions, we all say it's false, true. Todd knows best.
There you go. They all trust Todd.
So here we go. We're gonna. Let me just get numbers in there.
Orange juice.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, the open sign is flashing again.
I think it's just the connection.
I
Because
hope
the
so.
adapter had a very short end to it, but I can put an extension on it. But because it clicked in and it came on, I was like, But at first, it didn't come on right at first. I had to kind of like spin it a bit, and then it came on. All right, here we go. Last round, guys. So, Maxine will only drink chocolate milk, not regular milk. She won't touch a regular milk at all. It can only be chocolate milk. That is it. This is a good one. Because I don't know why. So at one point, Maxine used to live on a houseboat. And they had to sell it because she can't swim. And they were afraid that at some point she would fall over and no more Maxine. So they had to sell the houseboat. And 3, Maxine, as you can tell, she's got tattoos. She's got on her lower back, a little tattoo of Winnie the Pooh. So she can only drink chocolate milk. She hates regular milk. They had to sell a houseboat because she can't swim, refuses to learn to swim, and just still cannot swim. And number 3, she's got a little Winnie the Pooh on her lower back. So those are the 3. Todd in advance said false, true. And Julie's going with that. False, true. But Drew's saying good night. She's good to see you again, but happy puzzling.
Good night, Drew. It was nice to hear from you again. Have a good night.
Julie, you guys are funny. One of us are funny. The other one is funny looking.
Yeah, you.
Get it straight, Julie. So, and Chris is like, oh, hell to no to all. Todd's hell to it's false. No, he's got a true in there, Julie. Or Kirsty, he's got a false, true in there. He's got a true. He thinks the last one's true. Danny's like true, false, true. We got one more in there. We got one more. Kirsty's saying night to Drew. Laura's like it's true, false. True, false. All right, here we go. Julie. Oh, perfect. Yeah, Julie, because she
Can't
knows
forget
what's
about
good.
Julie.
So she thinks the chocolate one is true. False sounds too much like a 3-hour tour plot. I'm older. You don't get the reference. Gilligan's Island. And 3 true. She likes Disney. So the first one is false. When she first started doing the puzzles, and I came over to help her with the YouTube stuff and other stuff, I'd go to the fridge, and there would be many containers of milk. Many, as in plural, as in more than 2 or 3 or 4 of these 1 liter containers of milk. Some of them not even open, but well expired, because she needed it for, what were you using it just for your pasta?
Yeah. No. Just for sometimes when you make hamburger helper and all that.
Oh yeah.
The box tells you need it.
A cup of milk here. So she'd buy a thing of milk just for that, but then never have the hamburger helper, and then she just had all these milks in her fridge, all expiring, chunky. She was making, as she would say, science experiments, and yes, they were. So, not a big fan of milk, regardless if it's chocolate or regular milk.
Well, and in a sense, I would actually say it's true, because if I'm going to drink milk, it must be chocolate.
Right. Okay. Well,
yes.
We'll let that one be a true, but she doesn't like milk in general. So it's kind of a trick question, but we'll let that one be a true. So we'll let Julie have the true on that one. They used to live on a houseboat, but then they realized the old Maxine here can't swim her, and she's gonna drown her. So they had to sell the houseboat. That's false. It's true that she can't swim, nor can I. That was right up in previous true or falses, so I was kind of a callback to that. Hoping someone might say, "Oh, that's right, she can't swim," so that makes sense. So, but that was false. And the Winnie the Pooh tattoo, that's a big no. Nothing, no Winnie the Pooh.
Although, granted, the way you said it made it sound like that would be a bad thing, and it really wouldn't, because Winnie the Pooh is awesome.
No, I know, but it was just, I was going to go with the fact that it was like, you play on it because it's your lower back, and it's Winnie the Pooh, and it's by where you go poo. But it was, I wasn't going to go there, but the first one essentially can be true. So Kirsty would be right there. Laura, you would be correct. Well, Julie's right on the first one, and wrong on the other two. Linda's saying Max hates milk, so she was right on that fact. And Danny was true, false, true. So the first one is true. But your last one was wrong. Kirsty, I was gonna give it to you, Kirsty, because I thought, because I know she's had milk. So I was going on the basis that she's had milk. That was gonna be a false one, but unfortunately, you're wrong there. But and good old Todd, he's wrong. So, well, he's right on the middle one and wrong on the first and last one. So, Laura nailed it. That's the first saying. So that's today's
Truths
live
and lies.
Truths and lies.
That was fun.
I will have to do a board game at some point.
Truths and lies.
Todd, cheers, Laura. I was trying to ring in her candy cups, and it was like 20 on the whatever. I was like, okay, I know you can do split on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know you had to hit split button.
Yeah.
So I put $20 in first, and it's like, this is below the amount that's due. Like, yeah, I know it's below the amount that's due. Let the $20 come in, and let me bring in the rest on their debit. And then I had to go back and like, oh, you have to select split.
Yeah.
And then.
Otherwise, it gets very grumpy.
So. Truths or lies?
I actually kind of miss truths or lies. It's funny to listen to you lie. It's interesting to hear the tone that you take when you're telling a story.
Thanks for the game, Casey, Julie saying. I enjoyed the game, if some of you remember, because it was, we played it, it was a family game we played, well, I guess it's not really, well, I guess it can be a family, Boulder Dash. The Boulder Dash was fun because you were given a word, and then you had to create a definition for it. So, hoopla hack. I'm like, well, what's hoopla hack? And then everyone had to write down a meaning for it.
Mm.
And then someone would read it. Now, someone with bad grammar, bad spelling, it might give away as the person's reading it. But sometimes the more you elaborate on it, the more it sounded plausible.
Mm.
Well, in 1942, Jonathan Smith invented hoopla hack, whatever, as a way to, he was you would be a little bit descriptive, but not too long, because I also gave it away because it came with a little dictionary, because that's what you were going through. You were going through the dictionary, just picked a word, but they're all like slang words or such odd words with different weird meanings that you didn't know. No one would know these words typically. So, but if someone put down, it's what's called, it's the sound that an octopus makes. People are like, maybe, what is that? It seems plausible. Sometimes it seems too short. But it was always a fun game. It was always trying to lie or get your lie to be the one that's picked. Now there's a game on that Jackbox thing which my brothers and I play, which is Fibbage, which is basically the same thing. It gives you a story or a sentence, and you're filling in a couple blanks of the sentence. In 1942, Jonathan Traeger invented blank and blank to rid the world of blank, and then so you can be funny, but then all of a sudden we're starting to be funnier, and we know like this can't be. We're getting our own. We're sensing our own sense of humor in there, so we can pretty much narrow it down. Like, well, that can't be the true thing. And I wish there was an adult version of it, so that you could be a little bit more raunchy, I guess, with your humor, because that's where our mind always goes. So, don't know if you know this, but you're eating beans.
No, I can see the time.
No,
I still have 45 minutes.
I still have 45 minutes.
Haha.
Kirsty, love that game. Well, I'm glad you guys had fun, because starting next Wednesday, it's the Truth and Lies game only. I'm just get that. Turn the light off.
Don't trust you. What, the pole?
Yeah, the whole, it's really hot. Like, fire, hot. I don't like that.
No, neither do I.
Now this thing's supposed to have a protective thing in it, but if it overheats, then it shuts it out. And that's probably what it's doing, is it's shutting itself off. Wow, this is really hot. I wish I had like a voltmeter or something that could test the.
To see how much
see-
it's...
Yeah, maybe that plug is just giving out way too much, which it shouldn't.
Well, remember the state we found this store in. Nothing would surprise me.
Well, like I say it is just a hollow tube with an extension cord into it that just plugs into
Something.
plug it at the top. Now that being said, I wonder if I just got an extension cord and just plugged it directly.
Like
And I
if
can
it
take
would
that
be
and
a
I can
better,
take that.
it might be a crappy quality extension cord.
Julie, Boulder Dash can be adult. Oh, Boulder Dash can totally be adult. But the Fibbage game, that one's hard to make it adult because you can tell if someone's putting adult jokes in it because there's no adult questions in the gameplay. But I do wish they made like a adult version of it. Kirsty, I can't believe that you know. Oh my God, I can't believe that you know Jonathan Traeger is the main character in Serendipity. Holy crap, this is one of my favorite movies.
What?
I wouldn't have thought that. Holy crap, that's amazing.
Did you just make a new best friend?
I think I did. I threw that name on like no one's gonna know this name. No one's gonna know Jonathan Traeger. Holy crap. Well, it's like Casey, you should make up, or Max, you should make up ones for Casey so we can guess.
Right? Well, hey,
She's horrible at.
Hey, I have a week. I could come up with things.
I have a week. I can come up with things, and they will be weak.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna blow you out of the water next week.
Boy. I can't believe. I'm so impressed. That's amazing. There's certain movies, I don't care. I'm a big movie buff. And a chick flick can be a chick flick, but if it's still a good movie, it's still a good movie. I don't care if it's a chick flick, and I absolutely love that movie. Maybe it's the message in it or something. I don't know.
I've never heard of that movie. That probably doesn't surprise you.
No. Yeah, I'm a little concerned that how hot it got.
Mm-hmm.
And I've unplugged it many a nights, every night, and I've never felt the cord hot. But it's only the cord portion of it, not the electronic part of it. So. Kirsty's got it on VHS and DVD.
Oh, really?
Wow.
There you go. You did make a new best friend.
Kirsty, John Cusack is hot. I've always wanted to go to New York just around Christmas time, just to enjoy. And I would have to agree that equally Kate Beckinsale is very hot. I even like the soundtrack. I'm not really concerned about that.
As long as it doesn't make fire, we're okay.
No, well, the one that we got it has a relay in it, or so if it senses too hot, it shuts it, and that's probably why we saw the flicker. It got too hot, shuts itself down. Gets too hot, shuts itself down. But I mean, I want it to last more than a day. So now it's like when I get, you know what? I'm gonna plug it in one of the regular plugs that we're using over here, and make sure that it's not just the wrong amperage. That it needed more amperage. Maybe it's just overloading itself, because all I could find was 3 amps and the original one was 5 amps. I'm gonna bring it over here instead.
talk nicely to it and tell it not to make fire.
Luckily that it's a light, so you can tell if it goes off, then that's a warning that something's up. I'm gonna leave it plugged in for a bit. See if it gets any hotter here. If it doesn't get hot there, then I know it's not plugged down there.
Mm.
And having it glow in the corner, I can tell it's on there. Laura's like, Max needs to fly down here and help me with this puzzle.
Bit of a challenge, is it? I mean, I would love a vacation.
And then Julia has to chime in. 2:15. You see how little she's got left? Yeah.
See, he just speaks nonsense. I've just learned not just tune
It's
him
a
out.
1,000-piece
Just
puzzle.
tune him
Another
out.
picture. Max, are you waiting on the insurance claim to fix your car on your desk?
Right. Well, we really need to do a video of Casey putting it together next.
Well, I'll put it together and I won't smash it against the wall.
It did not like me, and I did not like it. We were not friends. That is not a puzzle for me. Like, I was willing to give it a try. 3D puzzles are still not for Max. Max is not gentle.
I have the scars to prove it. Felt bad he was getting her candy. It's like, oh, sorry about the scratch on my hand. I promise I don't have anything. Oh, there's a big delay.
Just baby skin.
I'm just coming into the office now on the video.
Holy smokes, really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Hot again, it'll start getting hot right away.
Mm-hmm.
This feels the same, like it's the residual warmth from the
Being
other
super hot.
Yeah, so I think it's just like.
So it's not going to make fire.
I don't think so, but I don't trust that plug at all, and that's really sucks because that's the closest plug to the. Now it could be that there could be a wear or tear on the extension cord, and it could be touching some of the metal, and it could be like in that conduit thing. Danny, I gotta go, guys. I'm going to bed too. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night, Danny. Thanks for stopping in. It was nice to hear from you again.
Oh, Kirsten, not on my screen, no delay here. Well, there's a delay from when I walked into the office, and then by the time I saw myself walk into the office on the actual camera, there's a 4 or 5 minute delay, or maybe not, 2 minute delay from when I walked in and then saw myself walk in. So there's a delay there. Max, would you be up for doing a live video completing the Wasagi puzzle?
You know what? I probably would, because I think I have one of those, actually.
Maybe for Christmas? Maybe the Christmas one?
I think I have a shopping mall one. I don't have the Christmas one, but honestly, that would be fun for Christmas. That would be a fun live. Yeah, I'd be up for that.
And then Kirsten saying goodnight, Danny. Laura, great idea about the puzzle. And then Kirsty, wow, Laura, that sounds intense. Intense! Do the puzzle intense. Julie's saying goodnight, Danny.
Yeah, that would be funny, especially for like a Christmas live.
They are having their karaoke next door for sure.
In the freezing cold?
No, you can hear the music. You can't hear the music?
Well, no, I can hear the music, but like...
No, they're outside. No.
Oh. Yeah, I assumed you meant outside. I was gonna say, who wants to sing in the freezing cold? Jeez. You'd have to really like singing.
Okay, so Laura just came back. She says, okay, the active Arkansas cases is 4,496. The 512,000 was the total over the whole thing.
Okay, that makes way more
I was
sense.
like, whoa, if you've got your state that's got 500,000 people still active, I was like,
Something big's going on in Arkansas.
I think this might be a close puzzle.
Yeah, I think so. Half an hour left.
Be done a lot sooner in the night if you did read the novel before then. I'm looking at the...
Back!
I'm trying to see the murder mystery.
Back!
I don't know what's...
I don't trust you.
Where's the ghost? This is broken glass. Skull and note. That's the one. Is that the letter that had the
covenant on it? I think yes.
And the letters on it, JT or something, or wasn't there something?
Yeah,
that was,
the JS was carved in the floor.
JS.
Goodness, what is going on?
I had planned on doing my laundry tonight. Not now.
Whiner.
Laura's like, oh, I was reading the info wrong on the cases.
That's okay. You were wrong in a good way. The active cases are way lower, rather than way higher.
In case she solves it before the puzzle's completed.
Right? Well, I have no idea who killed this dude. It's going to be a complete shot in the dark.
And the thing is, like a normal person, I say that not as an insult or anything, but a normal person might take, I don't know, 12 hours to do this puzzle. Does that seem fair?
Sure.
Or 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, maybe 6 to 8 hours to do this puzzle. You gonna remember that story 6 to 8 hours later?
Right.
Because you have to go back and read it again to figure out
what the clues are. Well, like my working theory is that like the covenant was supposed to say more or less like the dead dude inherits the estate, but if he dies then it's split up between them. So my working theory is that maybe it didn't say that, and I don't know, someone didn't want, or like they wanted it to themselves so they murdered him, or Like, it might have said it goes to a specific person. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to reread the story again now at this point.
I don't think it was the drunk, unless she was pretending to be drunk. I'm pretty sure she'd be too out of it. They didn't really say much about the con artist's wife, so I might scratch her, just because she kind of seemed like a secondary character. So I'm down to either the wife or the con artist. For no reason whatsoever, other than that I kind of eliminated the others.
Here's to I know it was you, Fredo. Dum dum dum.
Right. Accuse.
Click, click, click of the pieces is like ASMR.
Yes, they do. Click, 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 click. Like the popcorn.
What the one say like the popcorn? Oh, I think we could have another lunch pad here going.
So sure of yourself. If I could get this blanket done, I think I could power through the rest of it. It's just a matter of that it's all over the place.
See, now something like this has to be only alive. I don't mean because of this type of puzzle. I can't edit this out. All the comments and everything. Like, there's too much conversation going on. You can only leave it alive and leave it as it is on YouTube. You can take the footage and then tweak it and edit it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't want to leave out all the.
Well, no, because then people would be confused if they weren't
Yeah.
there to originally be part of it. They're like, what's happening?
do like the top-down view, but it is hard to not get your head in.
Because of the angle, it's
It's impossible to not, like, because you have to lean to the end of the other the other edge.
Hmm?
Like when you're like how you're leaning now, you're leaning past the halfway point of the puzzle. Like you lean over when you're working. Like I don't know if it's to get a better focus on the pieces, but it's kind of fixed with the other camera.
Is it?
Yeah, so like what you kind of miss, you get to see. This is almost the opposite end. Like it's just what you get covered gets exposed on the other camera. You couldn't see me before?
Well, I gotta be able to see you.
No, because I had it slid over for quite some time, so I don't know what the. No, I did just refresh YouTube itself, but that shouldn't have affected anything. But and if it did, that's weird. Because it was showing like stream started 7 minutes ago, and like started 7 minutes ago. But it also had a certain amount of viewers watching, and I go, man, it hasn't dipped at all. So some of the information was, like the video was all there, but the information about the video was
wrong.
off. Yeah. So like, well, let me just hit refresh on this. Here's the helmet cam. That's next.
Right. Something like that.
Julie, sorry, I was doing dishes, but now I can see you.
Oh, that's okay, Julie.
No, but I don't know why you weren't able to see me, because I've made it larger a while back. I'm hoping to have the Kodak Indonesia puzzle done this weekend.
That's awesome. And that one's so pretty. I really love the purple sky ones. And not just because it was a nice break from like blue sky, blue sky, blue sky, blue sky. Gradients are the best.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I know. If you're over 215, you have to eat my hot peppers.
What? No.
Yes.
I never agreed to
I
this.
just made it up, and now it's a fact.
That's too bad.
See, it's warm, but it's not concerning. Like, I mean, it kind of is, but not. But not nearly as hot as. Julie, I like that logic. I just made it up, so now it's back. I can use that in my life often.
There you go. We've just hacked life.
I think we should definitely do a lunch bet.
No, I'm good. I'm not just gonna hand you a victory. That being said, I do think I just needed a change of scenery a bit because some of the pieces are clicking in now where they weren't before.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Now, you know the one thing I would hope with these mystery puzzles is that no one would donate them if they were missing a whole bunch of pieces, because that would just be mean.
You would think that. But if the person died and the kids are like, well, guess we're just going to donate all these puzzles.
Well, that's true. Yeah, they wouldn't know. Especially if they're not going to do them first to check.
sick mystery twist, maybe. Probably too. What were we talking about before?
I forgot. I got all concentrating and I forgot.
Julian, Max is the killer. Max is the killer.
Ah. Well, I could have done it. But I mean, this dude seemed nice, so like, I don't really feel like he deserved to die. Maybe the scammer deserved to die, or that wife. She didn't really seem like that nice of a person.
Got a new subscriber.
Ooh, thank you. I shall eat a bean then. Oh dear. I can choose between hot bean or plot twist. Hot bean, it looks like.
It's Mr. Jeff.
Thank you. I will. Okay. Stock up on my orange juice for my orange bean.
I'm gonna flip to your camera. There you go. Did you just eat it?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And it's habanero. Woo! Woo!
Mr. Jeff was a new subscriber. Just started doing puzzles as a winter hobby, as it is too cool to bike all the time.
Ooh. Woo! Honestly, I find a lot of people definitely start puzzling more in the winter. I totally agree with you. It is way too cold, and it is an excellent way to pass the winter.
He just finished a 500 piece puzzle in 2 days called Explorers Wanted from New York Puzzle Company.
Woohoo! Good for you. That sounds like fun. So what's your next puzzle project? Ooh, that bean was hot.
Jeff's from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and Julie's like, "Hey, Mr. Jeff, fellow Manitoban here too. Casey loves Winnipeg."
You be nice to the Winnipeggers. They're gonna gang up on you. They're amassing a group. You be careful. If they get enough, they could take you down.
Sure. Hello and congrats. That's what Todd's saying.
Thanks, Todd. Hello again. Oh, wait, no, he's talking about finishing the puzzle. Yes. I get it
It's
now.
not all about you.
No, I think the heat went to my brain. Whew. Short circuit.
I would like my steak dinner tomorrow. Julie, it's been our plan all along.
Right? Gang up, take Casey down. Hashtag Casey eats all the beans.
Hashtag, you took too long. You eat all the beans and my hot peppers.
Oh no, I never agreed to that.
Too bad.
There was no binding contract. That's alright. If you refuse to eat them, I'll shove them down your throat. I choose violence.
Oh, I'm not from Winnipeg, but I'll stick up for Winnipeg, I think. And Jeff's like, next puzzle will be from the same collection as the one I just did.
Nice! Sticking with a theme. I like it. So I have to ask, are you going to be one of those people that's going to be, it's going to be snowing, it's going to be like -20 out, and you're going to be wandering around in your shorts because it's warm in here?
Depends on how cold it is, I guess.
Well, how cold is too cold?
You know when you breathe in and your nostrils stick to it, your nose?
Oh yes, I call that time to evacuate weather.
That's too cold.
Oh.
Kirsty, I vote no to whistling. Singing yes, whistling no.
There you go, you can't whistle anymore.
Heard that rule before.
Oh, huh. Interesting. See, I've just got a truth and lies idea. You're giving me ideas.
Julie, I did the same thing, Jeff. This winter was the first time I did a puzzle since being a kid.
Honestly,
that was a long time ago.
Like, I think a lot of people really got into puzzling with the pandemic because there's just, what else was there to do? You were stuck inside. You might as well, you know, do something that kept your mind busy and going, and otherwise it just drive you to drink.
For a second there, I was like, oh, sir. Oh, like, no. It's Wednesday. That's Survivor.
Hump day.
First, Jeff was Puzzles would be a good indoor hobby when it's minus 40.
Right.
And Kira's like, ooh, the shade. And then Julia's like, hey, not nice, Casey. True, but not nice. And Jeff, the pandemic started recycling, and now I'm puzzling.
That's awesome. Two very good hobbies. Yes. Darn you, Canada, for being so cold. I can't even imagine what it would be like to bike in the winter. Ooh.
Could you imagine the people we know who walk in the winter?
Ooh. Lunatics.
Well, but they don't do it on purpose.
No, I know they have to go places, but...
Ooh, this took a lot longer than I thought. Thought I'd be home and eating dinner right now. Ow, 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 ow. Finish. Look it. Finish your thing so I can go home and eat.
I thought you didn't like to eat food. Remember when you were starving yourself?
No. I still want to eat once a day. This is the only time I'm looking forward to is when I get home and I gotta make something to eat.
Mmm.
It's because I don't always have an appetite, but that's the reward is I bought those burgers and I want to eat my burgers. Really hear them. Holy crap.
Right, they're being very loud. Maybe it echoes in there more or something, because they're never...
It's a whole other building it's got to get through. It's got to get through the neighbors before it gets to us.
Right. I can't imagine what it's like for the neighbors. It's a good thing they're not open right now.
Kirsty, what's for dinner, Casey? Hot beans?
Hot peppers?
No, you're eating them.
Oh no, I did not agree to that.
Too bad. And you're even taking up more time because you're not going to have this thing solved.
I'm hearing a lot of whining.
It's not whining. It's true facts. You're taking a long time. There's a clock right there showing you. And you have to solve it.
Well, I have to guess at it. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to be solving this one. Like, even now, it's no idea. Not a clue. This one is eluding me. Like, normally I pick up on it in how they write the story because they'll put emphasis on certain things. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing. Well, the story was too long.
Right? Like, you just kind of started to lose...
I was losing it, like...
I lost half the information by the time I was done. I was like, where are they again?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, you just skip forward to the murder part, to the death part.
Right? Like, I don't know how much of that conversation was actually useful and how much was a misdirect. Like, were we meant to pick up on little things in that long conversation that they had? Because I did not.
No. looking at the sign manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
It only outputs. It only does a 1 amp anyway. So the my fear was that 3 wasn't enough. It only needs 1 amp. Because I was thinking it's LED. It barely draws anything. So I don't know why. Like right now it's warm, but that's normal for those type of adapters. They get warm, like that style of adapter. But it's definitely not nearly as hot as what it was where it was plugged before.
So the problem is the pole.
Most likely. I said like I unplugged it for a bit, let it get really cool, and then I want to see. I figure by the time you're done this, it will have. Well, it won't like plugging in it for a little bit. Will get a little warm, but plugging in it for like an hour or so, will get as hot as it will ever get. So, but according to their specs, 12 volts, 1 amp. Well, the adapter we got is 12 volts, 3 amps. So there's more than enough amperage. I don't review that often, but I gave them a bad review.
Who?
To the light people.
Oh.
I was more put off that I didn't have a light switch.
Mm.
Who makes a light without a switch?
Them.
And it's there's a sign. It has to be on or off. Either you're open or you're not open.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they think there's a third option.
Yeah, unplugging it.
Maybe that's why it was cheaper. You gotta pay extra for the switch.
It wasn't that much. It was still expensive. It was just I wanted the largest one that was available.
say these rocks are coming together a little bit better than I thought they would. There we go. Wrong way. Flip it around. Oh, one thing I forgot. Apparently I did do the puzzle upright, which is good. My shot in the dark paid off there.
Yeah, from like you're over top of us, so you can see it better. But from my perspective, I thought the wood on the door was. That's the first part. So I thought it was wood floor.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I kind of thought so too. I almost turned it that way, but I really wasn't like it. I just sort of took the shot in the dark. Something in me was like, no, not quite.
Everyone seems to be asking, why are you taking so long?
You mean just you?
Like, wow, had things to do tonight. Could have done some things, but now I'm stuck watching you. Thought it would be done by now.
Those sound like you complaints.
Nope. Oh, just reading. A lot of people just, where you had subs, now you're losing subs because you're just,
Is that so?
Mm-hmm. Kirsty, don't poke the bear.
Right? He'll get tickled.
I got forks.
Not the forks.
Forks.
Well, what's a fork gonna do for you?
Poke you in the side.
That can only end badly for you.
They're my nails. Scratch, scratch,
Right.
scratch, scratch.
A plastic fork. You do know I got those at the dollar store, right? They're probably the cheapest plastic forks ever. Just snap them like a twig.
As long as they scratch you, that's all that matters. Are we going to be able to go home tonight?
Listen to the whiner.
You gotta get up early, do laundry. You just shorten my sleeping time.
You guys see what I put up with? All this whining.
Does anyone have Karen's number? You're doing it without any lights on now?
Yeah. The glare was getting to be really annoying.
That's why you slowed down.
Now, I will say about this puzzle versus the Murder, She Wrote one. I don't remember what brand it was, but it had very good connectivity. Like, the pieces connected together in only one way. They're very good, which is something that you would want in a puzzle where you get no picture and no reference, and you're just kind of guessing. This one, it does not have that so much. The pieces will go in multiple homes, and you don't always find out that you're wrong in, say, like, the bluish areas until you've gotten a few pieces around it and you're like, yeah, something's not right here. So I will say that that's a point out of this brand's favor, I think. Just that if you're gonna do this style of puzzle, you want to make sure that you got really, really good connectivity, because that could be very annoying to people. Which is, by the way, Be Puzzled, I believe, is the brand. Maybe it should be Extra Puzzled.
I don't love all hot again, but
Hmm.
not as hot as it was. Tell me, I need to know.
I do like to know things.
See, he really does whine a lot.
Yes, he does.
Casey eats beans. Hashtag Casey. Whining party, table for one.
Right?
Hot bean dinner for Casey.
Yum.
closing up the gaps for real now, Max.
Right? Like, they're coming together. The story is not, though. The longer I stare at this and put the pieces in and all that good stuff, a stone wall's not telling me anything. And neither is the rest of the picture. If any of you guys have any guesses as to who did it, I'm super curious. It might be a shot in the dark for all of us, though, because I really I can't offer you anything other than it felt like the con artist's wife was really more of a secondary character, just kind of thrown in there for a misdirect, but I could be really wrong. And I think the drunk was actually too drunk to do anything. I don't think she was faking that, which for me leaves me with the two guesses of either it was the wife because she did seem super eager for her husband to drop dead. Obviously they had such a happy marriage. Or the con artist because he wanted money. What con artist doesn't? Other than that, the picture's telling me nothing. So when I read the solution, I'm going to be, oh, well, I got there by a guess. Or, ooh, I guessed wrong.
Yeah, that puzzle sells for $50.
This thing?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm.
Wow. Guess you really never know what you're finding in thrift stores. Huh. Is it still in print?
Doesn't look like it.
That's probably why.
Oh. Huh.
Hmm?
Huh? I need to know. Kirsty, may we ask, what are you touching and giving the temperature check on? You hide behind the curtains. Julie, can you help if it's an infection?
I love it.
We have an open sign, and we ordered like a really large open sign. Because all we had was like the little static ones, like just the little blue or red sign ones to say it, but it was tiny. And we wanted to kind of stand out from the street a bit, so most of them are only about 2 feet. This is 2.5 feet. So it's a big open sign. And the other day when we closed, I went to go. It didn't come with an on or off switch. You have to unplug it. So I went to unplug it. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's already off. And then so I went to the adapter and I could give it a shake and I could hear something in it. I opened it up and then one of the caps, the capacitors, were blown right off and it overheated. So then we ordered another one last night to, like, just the adapter part, just to replace the adapter, and it came in the mail this morning from Amazon. Plugged it in, and when we went to unplug it tonight, the adapter was really hot, like almost burned my hand hot. I'm like, well, this isn't good. And it's the right adapter, and it's the right voltage, the right amperage, the right everything. But it was really hot. But we have this one plug by the window, by the front, where it's a conduit. It's just a conduit that goes up in the ceiling, and it plugs in. So it's a conduit with another plug in it. So it may be a faulty conduit because there's not an actual outlet there. It's just they put that up through the ceiling through the false ceiling to get to where the electrical is. So I plugged it around the corner by the curtains there. We just have the curtains to kind of block off from the retail part of it. And I plugged it in there to see if it would get as hot. And I was getting warm, but not as hot. So I just want to make sure it wasn't going to burn the place down. I mean, we have insurance, so.
Insurance claim, woo!
I'm really sorry, I missed something, Christy. Infection?
Oh
I've been up since 4 a.m., kind of sleepy.
my goodness, you need rest.
Now I get it. Well, that's my point. You take so long, you're disrupting other people's lives. I think by the time, if they truly did buy Jumbo Video and open that up, they will be the nightclub in town.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's smart enough. I mean, it's long hours. You're a restaurant by day or nightclub by night.
Well, I imagine they won't be there. All that they're established enough, they don't need to be at the store 24/7 like we do, kind of thing.
No, but I mean, it's a long hours for a business though.
Mm.
Because they're probably going to want to start. If it turns into a nightclub, they're going to probably want to be open till 1 or 2.
Probably. See, I'm not sure if that's a good thing for us or not. Like, I don't know if it'll drive more traffic here, or if it'll be the wrong kind of traffic.
Well, that girl that just came in, I think she was that type of traffic.
Mm.
I think she had a couple soda pops, called a cab, came in here for some snack real quick,
Mm.
and then grabbed a cab and went home. So if that's the case, we might get late night.
Snackers.
And I was thinking, it's like, I don't know if we need to necessarily change the hours for Friday and Saturday, but I might still add in like a 9 o'clock. It just seems pointless to stay till 10 when our last escape room was 8.
Mm-hmm.
Went through the week when we closed at 9, it's also at 8. So we're staying an extra hour open, but not gaining any extra escape room business. I don't want to change the hours.
You would probably have to make the booking for 9:30 though.
Right, I would.
Mm.
But, but that would give one more escape room through the. Did any of you guys follow the story at all to this? Do you know what or who the murderer is? Looking at this picture, I can't.
I can't tell. I've absolutely nothing. Definitely not rereading the story because that was way too long.
How long is the solution?
Just
long?
just half a page. No, I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark, frankly, and hope that I guess right. Because I'm like, other than that's the Covenant. There's jewels on the floor, so they didn't want money. Does that mean they didn't take the Covenant? I don't know. I have no idea what was taken. The Saber's here, the Covenant's here. What did they want? Oh yeah, we were also supposed to answer how did they get in? With the Saber, maybe?
It's hard, like, when I look at it, it's, you get a little bit of glare, but I can't. It is a glary picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very shiny.
Very much so.
Like it's hard to. I almost think it's hard to see the. Like I can't tell what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a brooch?
Yeah, I think that's like jewels and stuff because there's jewels all over the place, and that's what he carved. But I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what the.
So, as I get closer to the end, if anyone has a guess, if they want to make one, please feel free. If you still follow or remember the story, I know it was a long one. That was an unexpectedly long novel that we had to read.
It was a dagger and then a sword or whatever. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what.
So I couldn't tell you. I'm going to go with the con artist. No, I'm going with the wife. She wanted her husband, like, she was just like, well, if you drop dead tonight. Like, and that's what I'm going on.
There is just too much. Like, I can't see.
Mm.
It's old.
It's a very shiny puzzle.
It is.
It's like I say, I had to turn the lights off because I was just like, yeah, I can't work in these conditions.
Where does it take place? Looks like it takes place where Kirsty's from. Did you do it?
It does, yes.
Did you do it? I think you did it. You did it.
I thought you and Kirsty were friends.
Oh, the fact that she knows Jonathan Traeger, that's like, high five. I can't believe that. I never would have thought in a million years if I said that name anyone would know. And C's like, I think Casey did it.
Right? Casey is very suspect.
Kirsty, I was tardy to the party. Tardy to the party! So I missed the story. I'm guessing the butler?
I don't think there was a... So there was the...
And Jeff's like, I was late and missed the story, but I say it's the butler.
Everyone hates the butler.
What is with these 3-hour puzzles? You're killing me.
What is the matter with you? You don't have to edit this.
I know. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that's good. Kirsty, I could have gotten away with it if it wasn't for these pesky kids.
Right.
For you pesky kids. Everyone loves Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm. Favorite cartoon growing up?
If on the left-hand side, because it seems to be darker, the picture comes together without seeing the puzzle pieces. It looks like an actual photo.
No, does it really?
But once you get to the middle section and over, you can see the piece. So it really gives that kind of glare look to it. Julie's like, is there nothing on the blanket?
Not so far as I can tell. Other than this helmet thing here. Oh, darn, and it looks like it's missing a piece. Oh, well, not that was that critical. So, yes, 2 hours, 58 minutes.
Slide it up a little bit more. There we go, that's good. So that way they can really see.
I've got nothing.
You got a helmet?
What is this thing? Is that
that's the thing that you wear over in front of your kilt. That's what guys wear in front of their...
So this is probably a kilt. That doesn't tell me anything. There's a suit of armor on the floor. I don't know why that would matter. Broken glass.
Kirsty, you should be really thanking Max for saving you from editing time.
Right? The dagger's there, the saber's in there. It was the wife. That's my guess. What's your guess?
I don't even remember Chris, was it suicide? Someone got
So,
in there.
how am I gonna read this if I...
Last time I had software that reversed the image.
Like, if I look at it in my phone, will that help? Or,
You would have to,
I need a mirror.
take a picture of, let's see.
Help.
Yeah.
I don't have a mirror. I don't even think I have anything I can use as a mirror.
Oh, I think I do have software, so. Yeah, I do. I need to take a picture of it. And then it flips it and then it saves it solution part 2.
Yeah.
Oh, for the second.
Yeah, for the second half of...
Why doesn't it let me take a picture?
That's a good question.
Oh, let me take a picture and then I think you flip it in the software.
I don't know why they wouldn't just write the solution in there. What's the difference? That's the one thing I don't understand about that.
We don't want you to read it ahead of time.
Right, but I could just as easily go hold it up to a mirror.
No, this is the old solution from before. When we had it,
Yeah.
it did flip. I was trying to get it, see if I can get it to zoom in.
All right, everyone, here we go. Okay. Here's the hidden key, John said. It may have some interesting fingerprints on it. With a handkerchief over his hand, Steele bent down over the kerosene lantern. Then he carefully removed the knob used to adjust the wick. It was a skeleton key that fit perfectly into the vault door. Sure. Okay. Yes, but whose fingerprints? Ian McCartney asked. Hers, Emma said, pointing happily back to Tina Kenichi. Oh, she's the drunk. Well, that's the last person I would have guessed. She took the Jacobite saber from the vault, encountered the Lord here, and stabbed him with it. That's why there's no blood on the knife stuck in the floor. And that's the knife he used to carve her initials, TC, in the floor, John went, while she was putting the key back into the lantern. When she saw the letters, knowing that she couldn't erase them, she added lines to the bottom and turned them into JS.
How are you supposed to know that?
Right. But the saber is still there on the ground, Mary said. Not quite, Emma said. She walked over to the spot on the floor where the stone, near the stone wall, where the chain was dangling, and picked up the large purple gemstone, which is that thing. This must have fallen from the real saber during the struggle. It's the purple sapphire from the original. The one on the floor there is a fake. Tina had it made and switched it with the real one. Isn't that right, my lovely? But you didn't read the description in the book. You only copied the drawing and guessed the kind of gems it contained. You guessed wrong. Tina gasped, like the sound from the throat when the noose is getting too tight. Then she pushed past Emma Steele and ran to the exit, directly into the waiting arms of the constable who was just descending the stairs. Saved again, Emma said proudly. Thanks for your help, John said. There's just one problem with our story. How did Kenneth know someone was breaking into the vault? Oh, John, you're losing your touch. That's an easy one. Oh, so this is part 2. Okay. Kenneth said the ghost howled on the first day of each year. Oh, you know what? I bet it's the door or something that creaks.
You already lost
Emma
me
explained.
on all the... How are you supposed to figure all that out?
Right? So, in all that blurby babble, when they were talking about the book earlier, and you were supposed to pick up on the kind of stone, and figured that out, good lord, no. The same day, he came down to open the vault to pray for his ancestors. I figured that the two events were connected. When he heard the howl last night, he knew someone had opened the vault door. She demonstrated the theory of closing the vault and opening it. Sure enough, the devilish howl returned and raced through the corridors of the cellar. It was air released by the opened door, rushing past the hidden shaft inside the vault. And the ghost of Glenmore Castle, wind trapped in the tower above, having guarded its treasure, was free once more. Yeah, that one lost me. The drunk is quite literally the last person that I would have guessed. So, didn't get that one right. If any of you guessed the drunk, congratulations! You are smarter than we are, because, I didn't get that from anything. And I definitely wouldn't have gotten a hidden key out of the kerosene lantern, because, that's far off in left field. Ooh! On that note, 1, I will spin my wheel. And then 2, we will eat some hot peppers.
Seriously, if I had to listen to Emma, I'd drink too. Good lord.
Right? My goodness. Just beans.
Just beans.
Oh no, I think one of them might be hot though.
Oh wow.
Oh dear. What a rotten luck I've had with beans tonight. Oh no, that was cinnamon in. This is going to be gross because it's going to be black licorice. Ugh.
Black licorice? I haven't had a black licorice one. Oh, let me flip you to the bag scan.
It won't go down. Yeah. I hate black licorice. That was good too. I got off easy. Okay.
Reverse. No.
Okay. You ready for this?
Do you want a fork?
Mm-hmm. You.
It's the same pepper, they're just different colors, that's all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's no difference between them.
Alright. Here is to 500 subs. Thank you. This is going to be real gross, just so you know. Oh. Water.
Oh, I got a full one. There's a bit of kick, but it's more vinegary than...
Those are disgusting.
That's what people put on...
Yeah.
You know what? They're not that bad.
You're a lunatic.
I don't like spicy, but it's more like it's like a spicy vinegar than anything.
So we're eating one of each? Okay.
I thought we were.
Okay, alright. That's a big one. I'll eat this thing.
Yummy black licorice.
Oh.
Is that it?
Yeah. No, I think there's an orange one in there.
I can do these on pizzas on down.
Ew, you're weird.
I've never had them on pizza.
That's disgusting. Alright, last one. Oh.
They're as spicy as spicy pepper. I taste the pickled part of it more. The pickled... Oh.
Those are disgusting. Ugh. Thanks, Belinda. Yes. 500 and now 551 subs, which is amazing. Thank you, everyone. Well, we really couldn't have done it without you, because, you know, you're the subs. That's amazing. We hope to keep growing. What?
Chris should have done spaghetti sauce.
Ah! But it probably would have tasted less awful. Ah!
You can put those in spaghetti sauce too.
Ew. Ugh. Anyways, you guys, that is it for tonight. That was super fun, and we do want to make this a weekly thing. So, we will see you next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely thank you all for watching, especially on such short notice. We had a blast. This mystery went over my head, frankly. Anyways, thank you for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good night, you guys.
Night.
Bye.
Hot.
Hot is right. Blech.